Episode 3 Before New York. In episode 1, I said the Women Who Code talk hadn't started. On June 2nd, I am on the stage in New York City. It's only a few days away at this point. I'm Darian, and this is Head First. So let me back it up. Because if your background isn't in tech, you probably need a plain version of what I built before any of this really makes sense. Basically, what I made is a hub. It's one place where your team's standards and documentation live. It connects to many different places. It started for my team, but it can be as big or as small as you need. So here's the problem that I really wanted to solve. Developers, and I say this as one, we are notorious for not keeping up with documentation like most other people. Most people just don't like documentation, and I don't blame anyone. It actually cracked me up because not too long ago, I said that I liked writing documentation and upkeeping it, and someone told me that it was the first time they had ever heard a developer say that. Uh, I mean, hell, we've had specialty careers just for technical documentation because systems that are supposed to make it easy don't really support it. You're supposed to ship out features, you're supposed to go faster. So you create this thing called a living document. And in theory, it captures how your code base works, what the rules are, how to actually work inside of it. But in practice, it rots in the corner for years before someone actually goes, wait, do we need this now? The living document thing has always been bullshit. Now we're being forced to manage it on a very large scale. Companies are pushing really hard right now to be AI driven. And I'm sure that we've all felt to this point. If not, wow, I am shocked. They want you to use it, build with it, let it help your team move faster, sleep with it, eat with it, make babies with it, whatever. You just have to use it, right? What a lot of them are skipping at the higher level is the infrastructure piece. The part where you actually give AI accurate current information about how your code base works. Leadership needs to allow time for proper documentation. It matters more now than it ever has before because if what AI is reading is like 18 months stale, do you know what you're going to get? Something that's 18 months stale, stale in, stale out. It's not the AI failing, it's what you handed it, it's what it understands for this. So don't get upset about your AI doing that when it's what you give it. What the hub does is help that issue. Standards live in one place. Something changes, it'll push out to every connected repository automatically, inbound and outbound. This will take a minute, not a sprint. And each of those repos has an AI agent that goes, explores the code, figures out what it does, what it depends on, and how to actually work in it. And then it writes that down. You have somewhere to start with from a high level to a detailed level. There's sadly no memory between sessions or it's very limited. So the question becomes what is the most important context I can give it from a high level all the way down to, again, a detailed level? That is the question the hub is here to answer or help answer. It's a good place for finding things, making connections between those loose pieces, those repositories that you completely forgot that you owned. AI needs your context to be useful, and you need AI to move fast. It's a symbiosis, if you will. You can't skip the infrastructure and wonder why it's not working. Hub started as something my team needed. I built it because I needed it. And on June 2nd in New York City, I'll be showing other engineers how to build their own version of it. It feels wild to say that out loud right now and unreal. So here's what the prep actually looked like this time. The product was already there, the hub existed, it was running, it had been improving a lot. What I didn't have was the talk, the deep talking points, the slides. After HomerCon, I actually had the space to sit down and build it out better. I did a little bit every day, not always a full session, just, move it a bit forward at a time. It's a strategy in itself. Do not stress yourself out. I had to say that a lot to myself. The hardest part about talking about AI right now is that AI is not sitting still. Something I was referencing a month ago might have already been updated, depreciated, or replaced entirely at this point. I kept going back and checking, is this still accurate? Is this still the right thing to reference? Does this even still exist? At some point, you just have to accept that it will not be perfectly current. Fast moving tech is fast moving. You do what you can, you name the limitation, and you just keep going. One thing I didn't expect to help as much as it did when I was going through this was practicing out loud in front of someone who had absolutely no idea what I was talking about. Ergo, my boyfriend. Thank you very much. He sat through some run throughs, no technical background. He's a professional chef, just there listening. And it helped me figure out what I actually wanted to say versus what I thought I was supposed to say. You just need to be stupid with the people you love. You just need practice. They don't have to understand anything. They just have to sit there and be a rubber ducky. And hell, if you want to talk in front of a rubber ducky, do that too. So there's a version of prep where you can't stop touching it because you're afraid to stop. I know that version well at this point. What actually helped a little bit was making it have time to breathe. Do a little bit every day until it clicks, until it flows. Then you just have to say fuck it and do it. Don't aim for perfection. Aim for doable. Aim for real. One more thing that made a difference is that I've been talking about this inside my company for months. I've been demoing it, explaining it, answering questions from different kind of people, working on it, improving it. Last time I presented it was to some very businessy audience, and I had to go to like a higher in the overview and less technical. I know I'll have to do some of that again in the future, and in Women Who Code, I'll actually be able to talk super technical, which is fun. I've already had to explain this multiple times. This is just a version of something I've already done, just for a room I haven't stepped in yet. And that alone changed my confidence level more than anything else. With HomerCon, my biggest fear was time. I had 10 minutes, and 10 minutes is absolutely nothing when you have a lot to talk about, a lot to say. I came in at 10 minutes and 30 seconds, and I will always appreciate those last 30 seconds. It was supposed to be a hard stop, but again, I appreciate it. This format is completely different. I'll have 45 minutes, it's a workshop, people building on their own laptops while I'm talking. I have the time, I have the room. And that's not what I'm worried about. I'm worried about the crazy things, like GitHub going down. My talk has a live demo. I'm going to be showing people the actual working system, well, a demo of it, walk through it, have them fork it, start building their own version. My worst case scenario is getting up there, opening my browser, and absolutely nothing loads. I'll be standing in front of a room of full of senior engineers having to talk pure theory when they came to see something real that I actually built that functions. If it happens, I'm gonna have, backup slides and stuff, but there's always something to say. It's what you prepare for. I want to back up again just for a second because I don't want to skip over how I actually felt to get selected in the first place. When I found out, my first thought was, is this a scam? Am I being scammed right now? Me? Why me? Why'd you pick me? It's imposter syndrome. Yay. That specific thing that you get when you're wanting something and then you get it. And instead of excitement, you're very suspect. Like, I'm not really that good. Why the heck did you pick me? It is especially real, I feel like, for women in tech and women in general, where the bar for proving you belong resets every single time you walk in a new room. You're basically AI. Congratulations. But I'm putting my name out there anyway, because at some point, wanting to help people feels louder than the doubt. And honestly, I I do think my chronic pain that I live with every day has something to do with all this. When you wake up with something that never goes away, you can't wait for a perfect time. Like, I'm not able to schedule this podcast at a repeating rate because I might not be able to at all this week because of work, because of my head, because of life. So, just like me, one day you might just have to say, fuck it, and put yourself out there. I think I've always wanted to speak, but I didn't always know that about myself. I didn't know what I wanted to talk about. I didn't know what I wanted to be seen as. And I worried about that for a really long time. And then I built something. I rebuilt my website. I started this podcast. I'm putting myself out there. I am brave for that. I am brave. A little pat on the back. It feels unreal, it feels scary, but the feeling that I get when I'm in front of people talking about something I made, something that works, something that might even make one person's life just a little bit easier. I I honestly can't explain it. It just feels right. I feel content. Like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, and there's a high to it. It's not the stage, it's not the credential. It's the idea of touching like one person out there, even if it's just one person. Helping that one person just sends my heart aflutter, I swear. I'm gonna stop rambling at this point. I'm Darian Glauser, and this is Head First.